Yeah.
We have on the phone Battle Rap Arena Zone and the very famous and legendary Jesse Rican.
Yeah. I don't know about that part, but yeah, man. At Jesse Rican 1, back on the scene, man. Thanks for helping me get my name out there with another voice on your platform again, man. Appreciate you and everything.
Appreciate you too, and you listen. Not only do you have history and roots in this battle rap game and in the battle rap media, but I just found out Jesse was a part of a book that's coming out, or that just came out.
Yeah. That's out.
Yeah, it's out now. So there's a battle rap book. Stay tuned. We're gonna have more details. Not right now. That's even more reason why you should go check out Battle Rap Arena. Right now, a lot of the videos are being posted on the No Mercy TV page, but there is a Battle Rap Arena page where the word rap and arena are attached together when you're looking for it. So the link will be in the description. This way you can follow all the YouTube channels. That way you're always in the loop. And if you're interested in reading this book and seeing what's popping, man, because Jesse's not the only one in there, but you got to be a legend to be put in the fucking book, ain't that? Like,
you know what I'm saying? That, yeah.
So salute.
Yeah,
all
the
right.
names were ridiculous, man. Yeah, I caught a glimpse of it. It looks good. I didn't get a chance to read it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, let's go ahead.
All right, so we're gonna recap the battle released by Bar Fights Battle League. This is a league. This is a league out of the Midwest. Do not quote me, but I believe this battle happened in Wichita, Kansas. I have to double check that, but I believe that's where it was at. And this was Geechi Gotti, A.Ward. We know A.Ward represents the Midwest, man. One of my current favorites, killing the game against arguably the rookie of the year, if you want to even call him that, because I think it's the second year out that people know about him. But another dude who's just fucking tearing up the battle scene right now, Geechi Gotti, man. You just got to see both these. Yeah. So before we get into the actual battle, you want to give me a quick summary on what you? I'm not talking about this battle, but as battle rappers, you want to give me a quick summary of what you think of these two guys?
I'm not that familiar with A.Ward, to tell the truth.
That's fair.
I think, but I was extremely impressed this battle. I know he's part of the Christian battle rap. It's him, Loso,
the Four Horsemen,
Saga. Yep. They said 4 people. I don't know who the fourth is. Street
Hymns, and he's currently one of the up and coming guys on Bullpen Battle League. And that dude, man. Listen, what I can say about all 4 of them is, as far as the Four Horsemen, man, these are some talented dudes, man. And if you're unaware of these guys, now is the time to go check them, because they're just tearing shit up, man. Right now, in my opinion, well, the most known out of all of them at this point, arguably, will be the Saga. But to me, the 2 best out of the 4, if I had to go that route, will be Loso and A.Ward. But that's my personal opinion. It's not to take away from the other 2, because fucking Street Hymns is crazy, man. And that dude's pen, bars inside of bars, that dude is crazy, man. And we already know what Saga brings to the table.
Yeah, you know what's funny too? Just to pat Battle Rap Arena on the back again, right quick.
And you should.
Saga got discovered at the Battle Rap Arena event on the old Battle Rap Arena channel. It's him versus Nodik the Boss, where Norbs first saw him, and then put him on the BET shit, and then put him on the big leagues and stuff. So that's where he made the jump from Long Island to URL, was through Battle Rap Arena, because somebody recommended him to me.
And you know, it'll be even more fire if you send me that link, and we can put it in the description right here.
Yeah, I got you. I'll send it to you right after. Yep. Yeah, versus Nodik the Boss, and he did the whole Christian angle and shit, and the shit was fire. So it was actually dope. Yeah, I'll send you that. The whole atmosphere of and Geechi, hands down my favorite.
You said hands down your favorite.
Rookie, or like you said, second year, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, new cat.
Yeah.
Hands down my favorite new cat. You know, because I still put him in the new category.
No, definitely.
So but he has that authenticness to him, which, like, you know, can only be duplicated by Ice, Math. You know, like, people that you know that, like, damn, you know, they're street, you know? They don't, like, it just comes out.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be other battlers that are street, too, that I'm not saying that the other battle is just, this is, you know, they have the believable factor.
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely.
So, Geechi's dope as fuck. And just watching him on Ruin Your Day, too. I like Ruin Your Day because you get, like, a look into their personalities. And he just seems like a cool cat, you know, on the battles he watches and stuff. So, yeah, I like Geechi a lot. Like I said, my favorite new cat, A.Ward, thoroughly impressed. You know what the atmosphere reminded me of?
What?
The Rex G Soldier battle. Did you get the...
I know the Rex G Soldier battle, but that was so long ago, man.
It was like no coast, but it was like at a bar, and it was like, I mean, it was like a dope ass battle, but it's like it's just like, you could tell it's not the big stage.
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't a big stage battle, but it's not, you know. It was just dudes there drinking, having fun, you know.
I wonder whatever happened to G Soldier, but that's a whole other.
Bro, that's my boy. He's cool with B Magic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's the homie. He's still doing his thing. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's so. I just got that feel. From this battle. But great battle nonetheless, man.
Yeah.
And
we're gonna go through it round by round. So don't give a complete assessment just yet. All right.
Cool.
All right. Matter of fact, let's just do that. Let's get into this first round. Just to, as always, as I like to do, man, give people some context of the situation. Geechi Gotti went first, and A.Ward second. So before we get to A.Ward's round, what do you think about Geechi Gotti's first round?
He killed it. You know. I saw it yesterday, and I can't think of any lines that stand out. But, you know, in regular Geechi fashion, you know, he brought it. I'm like, damn, what the hell's A.Ward going to respond with? You know? Yeah. Solid 8 out of 10.
Wow, yeah. That's a high mark.
You gave it less? Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just like you know, I score the way I score the bars. I'm not going against what you said. I think he had a hell of a round too, and I'm gonna point out 2 lines that stood out to me. Like, I score it a certain way, but I like the way you just rated that. So anyway, 2 lines that stood out to me. As y'all guys know, if you watch my recaps, I try to point out certain lines without giving up what it was. You know, I don't give you word for word what we say all the time, because I don't want to ruin the artist's dope ass line by me saying it all fucked up, because I ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So that line he had where he said the trap sounding like your birth weight, because he threw some numbers out there. It was drug talk, and he was like, yo, the trap sounding like your birth weight. Like, that was crazy, you know what I'm saying? Talking about the ounces, the pounds and the ounces. Like, the way he put it together, as you guys know, I'm not going to try to spit the exact line. I'm going to fuck it all up. But that shit was fire to me. And then that line where he said, psych ward, you must be crazy. Like, it was a double entendre there.
That's dope, yeah.
I thought that shit was crazy, you know what I'm saying? And it fit perfectly. And that whole setup and delivery of it was just perfect, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I agree with what you're saying in terms of the, you know, 8 out of 10 is like, this round was fire. And it's like, I love when a guy, or a battle rapper, because it don't matter male or female, when they have to go first and they automatically apply that fucking pressure, like a Sean Porter, like last night with me and you were just talking about the boxing. Like, I love that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you just applying that pressure and you got to go first, so you set the standard. But it doesn't really matter if you don't got two more rounds to match that, just for the record. But when you go first and you set that standard like that, You over here running around just slapping the shit out somebody and daring them to do something about it. That's fire. You know what I'm saying? I love it. So, A.Ward's first round. It's on you.
Yeah, I want to say going first is like a Harlem thing too. Clips does it. Dot Mob does it. You know,
salute to Harlem. I love you.
Yeah. A.Ward, man, came back and took the round. Like I said, I should have rewatched it again today because I'm struggling to think of bars here. But he came and I was thoroughly impressed. By I actually just thought about it when he started off. He said something like, "I didn't know if we were going to lock up or if I was going to get news that you were locked up." Yeah. Like, boom, right off the gate.
Oh yeah. Actually, what he said was he said when they booked me for this battle, I only had two requests. To make sure that we locked in and to make sure you're not locked up. Yeah. So boom, right off the gate, horses running, bro. Got my attention immediately because that's the reason why him and Jim's in a battle. And he would just off of that, nonstop losing momentum. Rhythm was there, flow and delivery. 9 out of 10, if anything. But that definitely took the win. Edged the round, in my opinion. Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree with you. The way he started it off was a great way to start it off, especially after such a dope round from Geechi. So it's almost like it's that counter punch. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I thought that was fire. That amendment line was fucking crazy. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. I ran that shit back like 2 or 3 times just off the delivery. You know what I'm saying? Like, I caught it on the first shit, and I was like, whoa. Like, nah, we running that shit back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just love the line so much. That whole weave and hair scheme shit that he did was fire. It was also funny, because again, I hate when people use repetitive angles everybody else used. And we know people go at Geechi for that whole hair shit, which rightfully so, but A.Ward did it very creatively. I thought that was fire. That smack harvest crops line, fucking crazy, and it definitely shook the room, and then, not to mention at the end, to throw a few shots at Rum Nitty, which, by the way, I would love to see that battle. Rum Nitty A.Ward would be crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, and I would love for that to be in a small room as well. But either way, I just want to see that battle. And I will hope I'm there for that battle. Because I think that battle will be crazy. But I agree with Jesse when I say I got to give A.Ward that first round. I have him taking that first round by 2 points. It was a very close round to me. But, nonetheless, I think A.Ward pulled that out. So, second round is on Geechi. So I'm going to go first on this one. And then on you, all right?
This one stands out in my memory too, so I want to speak on this one too.
No doubt. He went into this. He went to this bars about a gun, about getting arrested with a gun, and it having a beam on it and all this shit. And they was like, and the cops was like, "Yo, what you need all that?" And he was like, "Man, I don't play with no toys without accessories."
No accessories, yeah.
Again, I'm not telling you guys word for word what he said because I will butcher that shit. And as fucking crazy as that line was, and Geechi had a lot of dope ass bars in this battle, but to me that might have been the best one. You know what I'm saying? And it was everything. It was the storytelling of it. It was the bar of everything. Just the creativity of that one line right there to me just was crazy. And I salute to Geechi, man. I thought that was just fucking crazy, man. Just to think of that. And I love original bars. I love hearing some shit I've never heard somebody else say. You know what I'm saying? So, who knows? Maybe someone else said something like that. I never fucking heard it. So I'm going to give Geechi a lot of props on that.
Facts.
That Joel Osteen fucking line was funny. I got a few other things written down, but I don't want to give too much out. So, what stood out to me that I didn't like was he had such a dope round, and it just seemed like he fucked up after that. Seemed like he forgot his bars. He starts freestyling. I didn't really like the freestyle, to tell you the truth. I respect that that's something else in his arsenal he can pull out when necessary. I just don't. I don't like that it happened. You know, because I thought he was having such a crazy round. Again, applying retarded pressure onto A.Ward to fuck up like that and have to freestyle. And then I didn't think it was hitting like that. To me, ruined it for him. But it was still a hell of a round. What do you think, Jesse?
Okay, this is why I wanted to speak on it, because I was going to say the same thing you did. You stole the words right out of my mouth. As far as the choke goes, that's what stood out vividly. And then there's all, you know, when I was a little kid and I had a gun, and the cops told me what I'm doing with that. He said I don't play with toys without the accessories, whatever the line was and stuff.
Yeah. Crazy
line. But also notice A.Ward smile like that shit was hot. That is defense.
Yeah.
And I want to bring up A.Ward. Like I said, I think this might be my first time watching him. I gotta go watch him and Cortez.
Fire. Him and Cortez is fire. I'll tell you right now, I have not seen an A.Ward battle that I was disappointed by him, and I haven't, that I can remember, I have not heard a battle of his that I was disappointed by his opponent. One of my favorites, and you get a chance, would be, and anybody at home checking this out or wherever, go check out A.Ward versus fucking Saint Mike. Saint Mike is one of my favorites. Go check that down.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check. No, I'm definitely going to check him out. I'm going to watch the Cortez one first, just because I feel Cortez is one of my favorites.
And when we finish here, I'm going to go watch that battle again.
But there's defense in battle rap. Now, Mook does a good job at defense of, like, you know, making the other person shit like, oh, that shit is cool. Like, you could do that. You know, with like Solomon's fifth round, he packing up his bags going home and stuff. But there's also like, oh, that ball was hot. Like, oh, you got me on that wall. Like, kind of still in the moment, but like showing that it didn't hurt you. Mm. Like you still up. You know what I mean? Mm. I was impressed by A.Ward's defense. If that makes sense.
Mm.
But Geechi, started off fire. Exact same thing. The freestyle with the now I gotta tell you something. And I think he rhymed one word with the other word and it was corny. And he kind of got that star power laugh.
Yeah, that's exactly what he got. That's exactly what he got.
It's like I've been guilty of it too. You know, I forgot who. I think QP or something, you know, he started free. Oh yeah, you know, you start laughing because it's QP, and it's a small crowd, and you know, it's funny, but it's not really good. Man. You know, like, oh, I gotta tell you that it's a star power laugh. That's all it is. So yeah, did not like the choking in the second. I think he picked it back up though. I think he
eventually he did.
A little bit.
Yeah, he because I don't know that it was a choke. You can say a choke. I'm not gonna argue with you if you do.
Well, stumble.
Yeah, I felt like he stumbled real quick. I think once it clicked that he don't have it, he went straight into a freestyle. And I appreciate that in today's battle rap. Back in the day battle rap, your round is over.
What I didn't appreciate out of what I didn't appreciate out of his round. I hate when people say this shit started off with URL rappers going on. You're not even getting the best of me.
I hate that shit.
You're lucky. Now, number one, the league paid you. So you're telling them that you're not bringing your A game? And Murder Mook said this. Murder Mook is an advocate for this. He said this millions of times. Whenever Murder Mook's on camera, he's bringing his A game. He don't like, you gotta be you. Doesn't matter what stage you on. You know, I think a few people feel that way, actually.
Jesse.
With the old heads.
Jesse.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you pointed that out because I forgot about that. And I didn't put it in my notes, and I should have. And that's the way the community should think of it. The battle rap community, no matter what segment of the community you belong to, you should look at it that way.
Yeah.
I have wanted to see battles that was on the pay-per-view and decide not to buy the pay-per-view because somebody sat there and said they don't really care about the battle. So what the fuck am I putting my money over here for?
Exactly.
And like you said, a league owner should be pissed off, like your fam. Like you really just said that. Like, and you have guys who say shit like that just to try to get at the opponent. Like, yo, I really don't give a fuck about you. And I have to be honest, I would like to think that Geechi was bullshitting when he said that because he had such a dope battle. The only thing that kind of has me shaky on it is seeing what the shit he's saying on Twitter right now. But we'll get into that after that. Let's talk about that after.
Yeah, like I've seen it with Goods and Rome. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't really. Yo, Rome beat him. That's not really. Goods didn't care about that battle. Sharon beat Clips. Clips didn't care about that battle.
You gotta be more mad at the fans, though. You gotta be more mad at the fans, Jesse. You gotta be more mad at the fans, because when a fan defends that shit, it's over.
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. But you're right. Maybe he was just using it in a freestyle context.
I kind of think Goods was, but that's another story. But either way, he shouldn't have said it. Like, it's still like, like when you watch that battle with Goods versus Rome, like he's sitting there saying, "Yo, I don't give a fuck about this," but then he had some dope content too. I would have to go back and watch it to see who I thought won because I don't remember. But I remember Good saying, "Y'all, like I said, I don't give a fuck about this battle," and then he had some bars. So it was like it was part of his angle, so to speak. You know. Let's get into the second round from A.Ward.
So, well, the second round, I give Geechi a 6 out of 10.
Okay. All right. So A.Ward starts the second round off with a rebuttal. I thought the both of them in this battle had their fair share of rebuttals, and some of them were okay, some of them were good. The both of them at a different point of the battles. Like started their round off with a rebuttal, and those rebuttals I thought were okay. But later on in the rounds, when they rebutted and freestyled about each other's shirts, I thought that came out pretty good. I mean, Geechi's didn't ain't hit as hard as he wanted to, but A.Ward's did. That homeless A.Ward went into this whole shit about Geechi being homeless. That's why he keep going to jail. That shit was fucking funny. Yo, I had to pause it. I was dying laughing. I had to pause that, man. That shit was funny right there. I thought it was a dope angle to take. You know what I'm saying? And it definitely, I always love that mixture of well-rounded battle rappers with bars, angles, jokes, performance. Like, and A.Ward and Geechi were giving us all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was calling out. He went down the list of the West Coast rappers, went at them. You know what I'm saying? Calling them out. That line he had where he said, "The Dead Sea is where the body float." That shit was crazy. And if you guys didn't get what that means, everybody knows Geechi Gotti's a Crip. So when he said the Dead Sea is where the body floats, the Dead Sea for any, like, that was fucking crazy to me. I thought that was fire. That blood type scheme was also dope. He ended it flowing. Like rapping like the real Tech 9 and giving props to the real Tech 9.
But he killed it though. He
fucking
killed it with
killed
that.
It. He killed it.
He said you beat the fake. My bad. Go ahead.
No, it's on you. It's on you.
Yeah, he killed it. He said because you beat the fake. And I remember when A.Ward said that to Rex. You did a song with you lost to the fake Tech 9. I did a song with the real, some shit like that. And he said, you beat the fake Tech 9, and let me introduce you to. And then when he did the Tech 9 flow, oh my god, man. Holy shit! A.Ward got a new fan, bro. New fan, man. 9 out of 10. I can't see how anybody would give this round to Geechi.
Listen, I'm with you. My only problem with this second round was how unprofessional the cameraman was. Actually, both of them.
He was laughing like crazy.
Both of them. Both.
And then the one dude said, "I'm going to switch to the other side now." You see?
And he did it twice.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Is that he did it twice in the middle of the battle? You have one cameraman laughing and all that shit. Then you have another cameraman cutting in front of the other one. Talking about, oh, let me get to this side. Oh no, I gotta switch to this side. What the fuck is wrong with you, fam?
That's amateur production right there. It really is. It really is. That's like kids filming something, having fun.
You're like, right, but I've let my kids do shit like that with their iPod Touch, film little things, and they don't even do shit like that. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man. Bar Battle League, man. You guys put on a great battle. No disrespect at all, but yeah, you guys gotta work on that, man.
Let's get into this third round. It's on you.
Third round. Geechi did a couple rebuttals right off the gate, which was dope. I can't remember them, but there was shit that I didn't think Geechi would be able to rebuttal. And he came back and he said, "You said," I forgot what it was. Maybe you got written down. Started off fire with the rebuttals.
I don't have the rebuttal written down. I have it written down that he did rebuttal, but I don't have it word for word though.
Oh, okay, yeah. He says, "You said," and then he rebuttals. Just great overall. I just want to say great overall. Great overall round for Geechi. Even like I was watching on my cell phone, so when it came to I was expecting it to end a lot earlier, like on how my play was going.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this motherfucker's still going, and he went for a good amount of time. Yeah, he brought up the fact that he was white, right? Or something. Yeah, I forgot.
He might have had a bar about it. I don't remember, but he didn't. He didn't
dwell on it. No.
I don't remember.
When did he say you shouldn't be A.Warded or something? Was that the second round? Was this? I forgot. Anyway, fire round from Geechi. Another 8 out of 10. I give him.
Yeah. I personally think, this is my personal opinion, I thought the third round was Geechi's best round. I thought Geechi went fucking crazy. Like, and again, I think that he showed that he's very well rounded. I think that he went in. So like Jesse said, he had the rebuttal. The line that killed me, and that's only because I identify with what he's saying. Again, this ain't word for word what he said, but what he pretty much said was, "I'm a street nigga. I'll break up with a chick based on where her brother's from."
That was dope.
Yeah, dope. Man. Listen, I'll just say I identify with what he's saying.
That's dope. Yeah,
that was fucking crazy, man. And that's some street shit, which also goes back to what Jesse said in terms of that authentic feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain shit people say can only come from the street, like really being in it like that. You know what I'm saying? That shit can't come from. Listen, don't get it wrong. There's guys out there with crazy street imagination, or they be around street dudes, hear what they talk about, and they'll form something from that. But when there's certain lines you hear, you like, nah, that's real shit. That is 100% real shit. And that line, I felt that shit in my soul. Pause. Like,
yeah.
Cause I get it. That bitch is lacking confidence little scheme that he did, I thought was fire. And then that whole headless horseman line, that was crazy from Geechi.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because the Four Horsemen, everybody knows, he's A.Ward's part of the Four Horsemen. Headless Horseman, like, you've been hearing that story since you was a kid, you know what I'm saying? So the way he put that together, I thought was fire. I didn't really like, I thought he freestyled at the end. I thought it was okay. I thought it hurt his round a little bit. So it's on you, Jesse. What you thought of that Geechi third round? Oh, you told me already, right?
What about Geechi? Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah. No. We on A.Ward. I'm sorry. We're on A.Ward's. Now we're going into A.Ward's third, so it's on you.
Yeah, man. A.Ward, started it off great again. I forgot how he started it off, to tell you the truth.
I'll tell you how he started it off if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead. Remind me.
He used Geechi's slogan against him.
Oh, but is that how he started?
Yeah.
Because I was going to mention that part. That was funny as hell when he said,
He said, you a bit.
aggressive.
Yeah. He did it just how Geechi comes out and say, man, you's a bitch. He did it just like that. It was like, you's a bit aggressive.
and they both kind of laughed too, because Geechi looked at him.
The crowd went crazy. The crowd went crazy because they thought he actually said bitch, and he's a Christian rapper. They went crazy, yeah.
But Geechi looked at him and said something too, though.
He was giving him props for it, like, you know.
Yeah. He looked at him and said something. He said, "You a bit aggressive."
It was fire. The whole way he performed it out, everything. Like, he shook the room with that one.
He addressed the reason why he's not on Smack, which I also liked. He said, you guys. He said, "Yeah, I'll do it, but y'all want me to do a PG?" Nah, and he broke it down. He was like, I need to be on Norm or something, and he just even when I thought he was ending, he kept going, the Christian angles, he was just nonstop with them, hitting them from every which playing field, So I thought that was dope within itself too. So I gave it. So my final conclusion you probably remember more bars than I can too, but my final, I actually give that one a 10 out of 10. Wow. The last round for A.Ward. Wow. There was no flaws. I didn't see one mistake he made. I thought everything he said was on fire. So I gave it a 10 out of 10. And this is what I mean when I say 3 O's with no body. This is a perfect example of a 3-0, but not a body. Mm-hmm. So you want to take your third take on A.Ward?
Yeah, like I said, you already said it. I love the introduction, man. I love the way he started that third round, man. Like wow, you know what I'm saying? Only thing that came to my mind was like, oh shit, like that was just crazy. That was a great way to play off your opponent and shake the room, and do something a little out of the box, that I thought that was dope. I didn't like him going at, all right, so let me explain this. If you watch my blogs, then you understand. It's hard for me to score bars that you keep talking about something other than your opponent. So it's not that I didn't like the URL PG situation, because of course we all been wanting to see him there, and what better than to hear from his mouth how he feels about it. But I can't score those for you. Were the bars dope? Yes. Everything about it was, but I can't score that for you.
Gotcha.
For a second time around in that round, he used Geechi Gotti's slogan against him. I thought that was dope. Him breaking down Geechi Gotti's style was dope. That whole breakdown of Geechi Gotti's style was actually really dope. Overall, I thought this round was very good, and you like, how else would you want to close a battle than like this? When somebody coming at you like Geechi did in that first round, opening the battle, you better make sure you're able to close the show, because you go last, right? You get the last impression on anybody. You get the last say so. So the way that A.Ward did that was phenomenal. My only issue was the URL bars, and it's not that they were whack; they were dope. I just can't score them for you.
I got you.
So for me, I got this round 100% a tie.
Oh wow. Okay.
And what made me come to that conclusion is me not being able to score the URL bars. It wasn't like a bar or two; it was a few bars. Right, Jesse?
Right.
It was a few bars.
Yeah.
So
it was a few.
Can you see why I can't score that for him? Like.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, I understand.
Yeah, it wasn't like a quick jab. You know, he threw a combination there. And
but I don't mind stuff. I don't mind stuff being addressed in the middle of something.
No, I have no problem.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. But I'm not gonna score that.
I got you.
And I'll give people the example of what I mean if they've never watched one of my blogs before. When it comes to B. rounds, I love B. I think he's a hell of a talent. But sometimes I think he goes too deep into the historical standpoint, and it's like how does that apply to your opponent?
Right.
You understand?
Right. Yeah.
We both respect the hell out of Cortez.
Yeah.
I personally think Cortez beat Head Ice.
The first time or second time?
Both times.
Okay.
But in the second time, what Cortez did wrong was his third round wasn't really about Head Ice.
Yeah.
So in that situation, I thought he took the first 2 rounds, but the judges didn't see it that way. So why sacrifice a third round talking with indirect bars? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
I was just watching the K-Shine, which go check out my recap on that. The K-Shine and E-Ness battle. You know, that's the issue I have. Like general bars, I can't. It's not that I don't enjoy them. I can't score them in a battle.
Yeah.
That's like watching a boxing match and scoring every time someone's footwork is great to get out of a situation.
I got you.
How can you score that? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm gonna give the points to the guy trying to punch you, not the guy trying to get away. So when it's all said and done, both of them had such a fire third round, but I thought Geechi's freestyle being what it was, and when it was, I think that hurt him. And I didn't score the PG bars, so that's what got me at an even third round. So this would tell me, which is the obvious, I gave A.Ward the first 2. I'm not clear on this third round. I know you got it 3-0. I can't go that far. I know a lot of people got it 3-0, but I went back and I watched that third round 2 or 3 times just to make sure, and I always come to the same conclusion. So I can't give him that third based on that, but it shouldn't take away from the third round, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I kind of see what I know what you're saying. There's sometimes where an angle don't work for me, like Disaster Solomon. When that Disaster was rambling on about the Jewish people setting up 9/11, and
I hate that. First off, I hate race bars, but
Yeah, but I was kind of. I mean, race bars I don't mind if you attribute it to the person. I mean, Mook kind of did it creatively with the Zimmerman ship. That's a whole nother story. People think that's racist too, but he kind of said, "Oh, you're Zimmerman," so that that singled him out.
That shit was corny, but go ahead.
Yeah, I know a lot of people felt that way too, but it's not like like I said, with Disaster was talking about the Jewish setting up 9/11. I'm like, what the fuck does this have to do with Solomon? like it's not it's not one of my favorite things. Things like this on addressing why you haven't been on a PG. I think he chose a good time to do it. Didn't hurt the battle at all. And he still got his main focus was Geechi. So, I could understand where you're coming from on not being able to. That took too much out of it.
Yeah. But it doesn't take away from the battle at all. It was a fire battle, There's nothing to be taken away from this battle at all. If you take anything away from this battle, is that these are two guys that for years are going to be really hard to beat.
Right.
That's what you're going to take from this battle, or that's what you should take from this battle. What you should also take from this battle is we are witnessing greatness. We are watching two guys on the rise who at some point, whether you want to agree with me right now or not, just remember I said it. We are watching two guys who at some point later on in their career will be looked at as possible GOATs.
Wow.
That's how I feel.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Bold statement, but I'm not mad at it. Geechi's earning his way up there early.
Yeah.
You know, so. And A.Ward, if his performances are like that, yeah, I'm definitely a fan.
They are. They are. And what's crazy is, and remember I said I want to get back to something. I see a lot of people on Twitter, the consensus. And again, if you watch my blogs, you know I don't really give a fuck about the consensus. I don't judge a battle off the consensus. I will not ignore the consensus. I won't ignore it, but I'm not a part of that. Like, for me, I'm judging a battle on how I feel about it, not how the masses do. And the pretty much that I looked at it, it's probably around high 80s, early 90% that A.Ward won this battle, let alone the 3-0. It definitely wasn't a body if you got it as a 3-0. There's no way. I saw some people, very few, but I saw people saying Geechi 3-0, which I don't see how you score that. But
that's a tough one to convince me of because I just can't. I can't give him the second. So that's
but how about this? How about when I tell you this? I saw Geechi tweet more than one time acting like he didn't really care about this battle.
That's fucked up. Yeah.
It took away from me. It made me feel like I don't believe him. I'm gonna tell you the truth. There's no way you perform like this, you write like this. I will say this. One thing about Geechi's style that I don't like, that people ignore, he does have a lot of predictable bars. In this battle, he has some predictable bars. But overall, like, his performance, his bars, everything was dope. You can't convince me. There's no way you can convince me that he didn't care about this battle.
Yeah.
You want to see a battle he didn't care about? Go watch Geechi Gotti versus Thesaurus.
He didn't give a fuck about that battle.
He was gonna turn himself in. So he had booked like a bunch of battles back to back.
Oh, okay.
And he kept choking. Listen, Thesaurus wasn't that much better either. But he kept choking and trying to freestyle, and it was bad.
So the battle wasn't that great.
Fuck no. But
okay.
But I'm not going off the overall battle. I'm gonna talk about you specifically. I don't care if your opponent showed up unprepared. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You still gotta show up prepared. I don't care if you show up with your pen game on 12 out of 10 and your opponent shows up with a pen game of 3 out of 10. I don't care. His first 2 rounds could be the worst you ever heard. That has nothing to do with what you gotta do.
Right.
So, you know, at the end of the day, I hate that Geechi's trying to throw that narrative. I think it has to do with the fact that people are saying he got 3-0. And I don't think that he sees it the way you see it, Jesse, and the way I see it. 3-0 doesn't mean a body bag. It means you lost 3 rounds.
Yeah.
So, you know, I want to be fair though. If there's somebody out there who does want to give one of these rounds to Geechi, in my opinion, it would probably have to be that first. Because that was the cleanest round he had. The other 2 rounds, he had to start freestyling because he didn't remember his material.
Right.
So am I fair in saying that? I thought A.Ward took it clearly in the first round, but am I fair in saying that that's the only clean round he had from start to finish?
You're fair in saying that, but you said earlier that the 3rd round was your favorite round from him.
From both.
Right. Right. So you could give him the first and the third too if you make that.
Oh no. What I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about for them people out there who.
That's what I'm saying. If people.
I don't think you could give him the third. I don't think he forgot his bars and started freestyling. How can you?
Yeah.
That didn't happen to A.Ward.
Not at all.
So there's no way you gave him the second and third, in my opinion. I'm saying Geechi's cleanest round was his first round. I thought his third round was the most impactful up to the freestyling part.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is there's still no way you could give it when at the very end he forgot his bars and had to freestyle. You can't give him that round when A.Ward had such a fire round. I'm saying his first round was the only one that he didn't have to freestyle. But I personally have him losing that. But if someone came up to me and told me, yo, I thought he lost 2-1, but I gave him the first round.
Well, before Geechi started, because I didn't see the tweets where he was saying he didn't care about it. I seen him saying that he thought he won the battle.
Mm-hmm. But that's why I said I don't believe him when he say he didn't care. I don't believe him. You don't write like that or perform like that if you don't care. And then I saw the interviews that he did after the battle. Shout out to Capology Facts, who was there in the building and got to interview them after the fact. You know what I'm saying?
What did he say right after?
He gave nothing but props to A.Ward and so on and so forth. So at the end of the day, when you watch this battle and then you hear him, there's no way you could first say you thought you won and then come on and say I didn't care about the battle. You're like, you out of your fucking mind. I refuse to believe that. But I mean, that's our recap, y'all, of this, man. I know this recap went a lot longer than it normally do. But I hope everybody appreciate the breakdown that we did have. Salute to Jesse, because Jesse is openly saying, man, you know, what he thinks about both these two young up-and-comers. But he said he's going to go check out some more A.Ward, man. And that's what I say about battle rappers. Like, every time that you go out there, you should be trying to put on a performance that makes somebody a fan of yours or make someone interested in going to check out something else you had. You know what I'm saying? I say that all the time. You know, so, you know, salute to Jesse. Salute to both these guys, Geechi, A.Ward, for putting on such a fire battle, man.
And salute to us for making a recap longer than the battle.
That's true. I bet you it is way longer. All right, Jesse, tell where they can follow you, man.
Jesse Rican 1, put the number 1 there, man. At Jesse Rican 1. Like Jay Legend said, my bad. Like Jay Legend said, man, Battle Rap Arena, the rapping arena are together. Check that out. Show it some support. Right now, I'm putting it on No Mercy TV. I'm trying to get my name out there. Got some shits in the work. Got something planned and stuff. So, No Mercy TV, Battle Rap Arena together. But the main thing is at Jesse Rican 1. Just trying to get my name back out there again. Salute to Jay Legend for helping me out. Salute to No Mercy, that's my dude.
Salute to Mercy, man.
Freaking, I'm gonna send you that Chilla Jones, Nautic the Boss battle. You guys, Chilla Jones, fucking the Saga Nautic the Boss battle that happened on Battle Rap Arena. Hopefully, you guys could check that out.
Yeah, it's in the description. For anybody rocking with us, check in the description and watch that battle. And you know, again, man, make sure you go check out Jesse Rican and everything. He's been having some fire-ass interviews with some of your favorites lately, from league owners to battle rappers to, you know, just all your favorites is there. So make sure you go check it out.